All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Zaira Mushtaba and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. President Draupadi Murmu to address the nation on the eve of 76th Independence Day today. Har Ghar Tiranga campaign receives overwhelming response all over the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says he is proud and overjoyed by the amazing response. Urges people to share photo with Tiranga. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh says foolproof security apparatus has been put in place to protect the country from those who cast evil eye. Himachal Pradesh Assembly passes bill against forced mass conversion. World's highest single-arch railway bridge, Chenab Rail Bridge in Jammu and Kashmir gets golden joint. India adds 11 more wetlands to its list of Ramsar sites. Sri Lanka grants permission to Chinese research vessel to dock at Hambantota port from August 16. Renowned author Salman Rushdie taken off ventilator, attacker charged with attempted murder. And India's star shuttler PV Sindhu ruled out of World Badminton Championships due to stress fracture on left foot. And now the news in detail. President Draupadi Murmu will address the nation on the eve of the 76th Independence Day today. The address will be broadcast from 7 p.m. on the entire national network of All India Radio and telecast over all channels of Doordarshan in Hindi, followed by the English version. Broadcast of the address in Hindi and English on Doordarshan will be followed by broadcast in regional languages by regional channels of Doordarshan. AIR will broadcast regional language versions at 9:30 p.m. on its regional network.
Har Ghar Tiranga campaign, which started yesterday, received overwhelming response all over the country. The campaign is aimed at motivating people to bring the Indian national flag home and hoist it to mark 75 years of India's independence. The campaign has been initiated as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to run till the 15th of August. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed joy at the amazing response to the Har Ghar Tiranga movement. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, record participation is being seen from people across different walks of life. He added, this is a great way to mark Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The Prime Minister also asked everyone to share their photos with the Tiranga on harghartiranga.com. Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah hoisted the national flag at his residence in New Delhi yesterday. He paid tributes to the heroes who sacrificed everything for the motherland. Mr. Shah appealed to all countrymen to hoist Tiranga at their homes and said the Tiranga is the pride of every Indian as it unites and inspires everyone. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has noted that India had a feeble voice at the global level when he joined the Foreign Service 40 years ago. Speaking at an event to mark the launch of the Har Ghar Tiranga campaign in Bengaluru, the External Affairs Minister said the strong leadership provided by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made the world take notice of India. Saying that the foreign policy has crucial bearing on our daily life, Dr. Jaishankar said, nationalistic interests, development and our approach to international issues have a deep impact on domestic circumstances. He noted that the government displayed its capabilities by evacuating 70 lakh Indians in distress abroad. The Union Minister said it has also safeguarded the interests of 12 lakh Indian students studying abroad. He further said developed countries were impressed by the COVID pandemic management done by India. He also pointed out that India could procure oil at a lower cost even during the ongoing Ukraine-Russia war, which he stressed is a reflection of India's successful foreign policy. India's foreign policy was defensive earlier and is assertive today, added Dr. Jaishankar.
In Uttar Pradesh, people are participating with enthusiasm in various functions related to the Har Ghar Tiranga campaign. Yesterday, many union ministers along with ministers of the state government participated in the Tiranga Yatra at different places. Meanwhile, the state government has decided free entry to all light and sound shows, musical fountains, laser shows and digital galleries run by the Culture Department of the state till the 17th of August. A report.
President J.P. Nadda participated in Tiranga Yatra at Meerut district, while Union Minister Smriti Irani attended functions at Amethi and Prayagraj districts. Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav participated in a function in Tiranga Yatra at Balia district, while Union Minister Retired General V.K. Singh felicitated brave women in function at Ghaziabad. Millions of common people hoisted national flag at their houses and workplaces in the state. Various functions including boat rallies, bike rallies, car rallies, skating rallies, e-rickshaw rallies along with cultural programs are being organized across the state. Inmates of the jails of Uttar Pradesh are expected to prepare more than 2 lakh Khadi tricolor flags till tomorrow. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
To mark 75 years of India's independence, Maharashtra is celebrating the Har Ghar Tiranga campaign with great enthusiasm and fervour. As part of this initiative, the national flag will be hoisted in 2.5 crore houses in the state. More from our correspondent.
In Mumbai, the BMC has illuminated tricolours at the cost of 48 lakh rupees on 28 buildings across the famous Queen's Necklace, a stretch from Nariman Point to Girgaon Chowpatty in South Mumbai. The Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai has distributed 41 lakh flags so far, and the results are showering, with citizens either hosting or displaying it prominently in their homes. Mumbai Civic Body has also announced that 243 important buildings in the city, including MCGM's 8 heritage buildings, 82 civic buildings, 48 state government buildings, 105 private buildings and 51 civic schools will be illuminated in the colours of the national flag to mark the momentous occasion. Devpriya Bhattacharjee, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Kerala, people enthusiastically joined in celebrating the Har Ghar Tiranga event by hoisting the national flag in front of their houses and institutions. Schools, colleges, hospitals and other institutions flew the tricolour and organized functions to pay tributes to the martyrs of the freedom struggle. Delhi Police has made elaborate security arrangements in the national capital in view of the 76th Independence Day. Special arrangements have been made in and around Red Fort, from where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the nation. For the convenience of public and security reasons, certain traffic restrictions have been imposed around the Red Fort on the 15th of August. As many as 8 roads will be closed for general traffic from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. These include Netaji Subhash Marg from Delhi Gate to Chatta Rail, Lothian Road from GPO Delhi to Chatta Rail, SP Mukherjee Marg from 8C Sen Marg to Yamuna Bazar Chowk, Chandni Chowk Road from Fountain Chowk to Red Fort, and Ring Road from Rajghat to ISBT. Only those vehicles with a valid pass issued by Delhi Traffic Police will be permitted. In its advisory, Delhi Police said that roads around Noida border, Loni, Singhu, Ghazipur, Badarpur, Safia, Maharajpur, Ayanagar, Rajokri, Kalindi Konj and Tikri borders will be closed for the movement of commercial and transport vehicles from 10 p.m. today to 11 a.m. tomorrow. Delhi Metro Rail Corporation has also said that parking facilities will not be available at the metro stations from 6 a.m. today till 2 p.m. tomorrow, in view of the security measures adopted on the occasion of Independence Day. It said the metro train services will, however, continue to run as per normal schedule.
Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh has said that the government has created a foolproof security apparatus to ensure that no anti-India element can cast an evil eye on the sovereignty, unity and integrity of the country. He asserted that the government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi accords top priority to the safety and security of the people of India and assured the nation that a befitting reply would be given to anyone who tries to disturb peace and harmony in the country.
बहुत सारे लोग ये गलतफहमी पैदा करने की कोशिश करते हैं, कहते हैं कि चीन ने यह कर दिया वह कर दिया। भारत की सीमाओं की रक्षा कैसे होती है शायद ये लोगों का अनुमान नहीं है। मैं ऐसी राजनीतिक पार्टी के नेताओं से कहना चाहता हूँ, जहाँ देश के मान सम्मान स्वाभिमान का प्रश्न हो वहाँ पर राजनीति नहीं की जानी चाहिए। कोई नेता जाकर सीमाओं पर वहाँ की सीमा की रक्षा नहीं करते। इन्हीं माताओं की कोख से पैदा हुए लाल उन सीमाओं पर जाकर सीमाओं की रक्षा करते।
Raksha Mantri said the armed forces are being equipped with the latest weapons and they are ready to deal with all future threats and safeguard national interest. He unveiled the statue of renowned Marwari warrior Veer Durgadas Rathore in Jodhpur, Rajasthan yesterday. Mr. Singh underlined the importance of achieving self-reliance in defence production to build a strong military and said that the Defence Ministry has undertaken a number of reforms to manufacture indigenous weapons and platforms for the armed forces under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. He listed some of the reforms including earmarking 68% of the capital procurement budget for the domestic industry in 2022-23 and allocating 25% of the domestic capital procurement budget for the private industry. Raksha Mantri said that due to the measures taken by the government in the last few years, India has leapfrogged to find a place among the top 25 defence exporters of the world.
भारत अब दुनिया के कमजोर देशों में गिना नहीं जाता है, भारत अब दुनिया के ताकतवर देशों में गिना जाता है। हमने कह दिया है, जो बेचना चाहते हैं अपना सामान दुनिया के दूसरे देशों के लोग, वो भारत आए, भारत की धरती पर खड़े होकर यहीं पर अपना हथियार तैयार करें। ये हथियार भारतवासियों के हाथों से तैयार होना चाहिए। मेक इन इंडिया, मेक फॉर द वर्ल्ड। पहले आपको आश्चर्य होगा कि 2018-19 में 48 से लेकर 68% तक हम दुनिया के दूसरे देशों से आयात करते थे। यह सब सारे टैंक, हथियार, गोले, बारूद, अब उसको कम कर दिया हम लोगों ने। अब केवल 35% सामान हम दुनिया के बाहर से मंगवाते हैं।
The Himachal Pradesh Assembly has passed the Himachal Pradesh Freedom of Religion Amendment Bill 2022, forbidding mass conversion. The bill was passed with a voice vote, even though the opposition members demanded the government to refer the bill to a select committee. The bill inserts a reference to mass conversion, which is described as 2 or more people converting at the same time. It proposes to increase the punishment for forced conversions to a maximum of 10 years from 7 years. Chief Minister Jairam Thakur tabled the bill on Friday in the Vidhan Sabha. He said the bill has been brought to curb mass conversion. He gave examples of mass conversion in Rohru, Rampur and Banjar in Himachal.
In Jammu and Kashmir, the world's highest rail bridge over the Chenab River in the Kauri area of Riyasi district achieved another milestone yesterday when the overarch deck of the bridge was completed with a golden joint. The golden joint shall now pave the way for engineers to lay tracks on the bridge. With tracks over it, Kashmir will be linked with the rest of India via rail network for the first time since independence. An elated Surinder Mahi, Chief Administrative Officer of the USBRL Konkan Railways, said, engineers faced several challenges but at last gifted the engineering marvel to the people of India. He said, to achieve this feat, we had sought technical expertise from IIT Roorkee, IIT Delhi, Indian Institute of Sciences, Bengaluru, DRDO, National Remote Sensing Agency, GSI and other agencies. This is the highest railway arch in the world. The bridge is 35 meters higher than Eiffel Tower, he said.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. President Draupadi Murmu to address the nation on the eve of 76th Independence Day today. Har Ghar Tiranga campaign receives overwhelming response all over the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says he is proud and overjoyed by the amazing response, urges people to share photo with Tiranga. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh says foolproof security apparatus has been put in place to protect the country from those who cast evil eye. Himachal Pradesh Assembly passes bill against forced mass conversion. World's highest single arch railway bridge, Chenab Rail Bridge in Jammu and Kashmir gets golden joined. India adds 11 more wetlands to its list of Ramsar sites. Sri Lanka grants permission to Chinese research vessel to dock at Hambantota port from August 16. Renowned author Salman Rushdie taken off ventilator, attacker charged with attempted murder. And India star shuttler PV Sindhu ruled out of World Badminton Championships due to stress fracture on left foot. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIRNewsAlerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग। आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता। बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर। 8700014242।
Welcome back to the news. India will complete 75 years of its independence tomorrow. This year, Independence Day will take place amidst the ongoing Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. In the run-up to the Independence Day celebrations, All India Radio News is running a special series, India at 75. Today the theme is India in Sports Arena Iconic Moments. India has some amazing talents in various fields, and sports is indeed one of them. The country's unique sports history can be known through the large variety of mainstream and local sports played and followed by its citizens. From K.D. Jadhav's bronze medal in wrestling in 1952 Helsinki Olympics, which was the first individual Olympics medal after independence, to Olympics gold medals in hockey, India's victory in the 1983 and 2011 Cricket World Cup, first female Olympic medalist Karnam Malleshwari's bronze medal in weightlifting in 2000 Sydney Olympics are some of the iconic moments in Indian sports. Milkha Singh breaking the 400-meter Olympic record, Prakash Padukone winning All England badminton title, Abhinav Bindra's gold medal in 2008 Beijing Olympics, which was the first individual gold medal in Olympics, Sachin Tendulkar's 100 centuries in international cricket, silver and bronze Olympic medals by P.V. Sindhu in Rio and Tokyo, Indian team winning the first Kabaddi World Cup, Mihir Sen crossing the English Channel, Vishwanathan Anand winning the World Chess Championship was some of the iconic moments. The haul of 7 medals in Tokyo Olympics 2020 is the best performance for India in the history of Olympics. Interacting with Indian contingent of Commonwealth Games 2022 yesterday, Prime Minister Modi had highlighted the need to intensify the efforts to discover new talent and take them to the podium. The Prime Minister expressed happiness upon the players who emerged out of the Khelo India stage and had done extremely well on the international stage.
भारत के खेलों का स्वर्णिम काल दस्तक दे रहा है दोस्तों। मुझे खुशी है खेलो इंडिया के मंच से निकले अनेक खिलाड़ियों ने इस बार बेहतरीन प्रदर्शन किया है। टॉप का भी पॉजिटिव प्रभाव देखने को मिल रहा है। नए टैलेंट की खोज और उनको पोडियम तक पहुंचाने के हमारे प्रयासों को हमें और तेज कर रहा है।
India has added 11 more wetlands to the list of Ramsar sites to make total 75 Ramsar sites, covering an area of 13,26,677 hectares in the country in the 75th year of independence. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change said the 11 new sites include 4 in Tamil Nadu, 3 in Odisha, 2 in Jammu and Kashmir and 1 each in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. The designation of these sites would help in conservation and management of wetlands and wise use of their resources. As part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with the listeners tomorrow in the morning bulletin. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News. And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter N.M.R. Subbaraman, who was born on the 14th of August 1905 at Madurai in Tamil Nadu. He was popularly known as Madurai Gandhi.
An ardent follower of Gandhiji, Subbaraman refused to go to London for higher studies and joined the freedom struggle in 1922. In 1923, he became a primary member of the Madurai District Congress Committee and was elected the president in 1925. He was instrumental in selecting 27 youth from Madurai to participate in the Vedaranyam Salt March in 1930. Subbaraman was elected chairman of Madurai municipality from 1935 to 1942. He also held positions as a member of the Madras Legislative Assembly before and after independence.
Subbaraman was deeply committed to the cause of the emancipation of the depressed classes. Through Tamil Nadu Harijan Sevak Sangh, Subbaraman was instrumental in establishing a chain of hostels. Subbaraman also got deeply involved in the Bhudan movement and donated 100 acres of land.
Subbaraman was the secretary of the Gandhi Works Publications Committee, which brought out Gandhiji's works in Tamil in 17 volumes and many other unique publications. He was instrumental in the introduction of a course on Gandhian thought for the first time in the country and establishing the first Gandhi Museum in the country at Madurai. NMR Subbaraman breathed his last on 25th January 1983. AIR News salutes the great Gandhian freedom fighter.
We also remember freedom fighter Godavari Parulekar, who was born on the 14th of August 1907. She was active in the student movement against British rule. She was convicted by the British regime in 1932 for taking part in Satyagraha.
Godavari was the first woman law graduate in Maharashtra. After completing her jail term in 1932, Godavari took up social service in the Servants of India Society in Mumbai.
She joined the All India Kisan Sabha of the Communist Party of India and founded its Maharashtra branch, the Maharashtra Rajya Kisan Sabha. She was imprisoned many times by the British for her work.
Godavari led the armed struggle for the liberation of Dadra and Nagar Haveli from the Portuguese rule.
She also devoted her life to the struggle of the Varli community and documented the movement in her book, Jeva Manus Zaga Hoto. She founded the Adivasi Pragati Mandal in 1961.
Godavari Parulekar continued to work for the betterment of people till the end. AIR News salutes the brave daughter of India.
We also remember revolutionary freedom fighter Harnam Singh, alias Ishar Das, who was executed by the British on the 14th of August 1914.
A resident of Sahari, Hoshiarpur, Punjab, Harnam Singh initially joined the British military but resigned from service and left for Canada. He took up the work of promoting national consciousness among Indians in Canada and brought out an English newspaper called Hindustan. The government of Canada disapproved of his political activities and issued a deportation order, but later he was allowed to return.
Harnam Singh identified himself with the aims and objectives of Godarites and frequently contributed articles to the Godar paper when it was brought out in 1913. He took active part in revolutionary activities and was convicted in the first Burma conspiracy case by the British. He was tried and sentenced to death and hanged on the 14th of August 1914. AIR News salutes the brave son of India.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
मुट्ठी भर अंग्रेज और हमारे विशाल देश पर राज करने का स्वप्न देख रहे हैं, पर हम इनके स्वप्न को चकनाचूर कर देंगे। निकल पड़े स्वाधीनता के पथ भाले, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की सुनी अनसुनी कहानियों के साथ स्वराज हर रविवार रात 9 बजे डीडी नेशनल पर।
In some more news, India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 207 crore 96 lakh mark. More than 23 lakh vaccine doses were administered yesterday. Sri Lanka has granted permission to Chinese research vessel to dock at Hambantota port from the 16th of August. Sri Lanka's Foreign Affairs Minister confirmed that the Chinese vessel Yuan Wang 5, widely believed to be a spy ship, has been given clearance to arrive at Hambantota port on the 16th of August.
Renowned author Salman Rushdie has been taken off ventilator. Rushdie's agent, Andrew Whaley, confirmed that Rushdie was taken off a ventilator, could be able to talk. He, however, may lose an eye after he was stabbed by a 24-year-old Hadi Matar. Rushdie was stabbed in the leg at a literary event in western New York on Friday. India's star shuttler PV Sindhu has pulled out of the upcoming BWF World Championships owing to a stress fracture on her left foot. In a statement, Sindhu confirmed that she will be missing the 2022 World Championships. The World Championships will be held in Tokyo from 21st to 28th of August.
The 131st edition of the Durand Cup, the oldest football tournament in Asia, will kick off on the 16th of August in Kolkata. Assam and Manipur will join West Bengal as tournament host, which will be for the first time that 3 states will be hosting the iconic tournament. Defending champions FC Goa will face Mohammedan Sporting in the opening match of the tournament at the Salt Lake Stadium, Kolkata, on Tuesday.
Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for the 1.3 billion citizens across the country. All India Radio celebrating 75 years of freedom with a unique initiative titled Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashwani Ke Saath. Starting 15th of this month, the 90-second series will be broadcast on 100.1 FM Go channel, primetime news bulletins, and across all of its platforms, including social media. It will showcase the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio, the voice of nation. AIR will be looking back at the historic journey from the birth of a nation to the emerging superpower that is modern India, with snippets from its repertoire. It can be accessed on @Akashwani AIR and @AIR News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel, newsonair.gov.in, News on Air app, Facebook and Instagram.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for today. National capital Delhi will have a generally cloudy sky with light to moderate rain and thunder showers. Minimum temperature was 25, maximum will be 33 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum temperature was 25, maximum will be 30 degrees Celsius. Chennai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature was 28, maximum will be 37 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. PM hosts India CWG team hails players for a gusty show, writes the Asian Age. The Pioneer quotes the PM in its headline, Har Ghar Tiranga success shows spirit of national unity. The paper also carries a picture showing an aerial view of the world's largest human national flag in Chandigarh. The Sunday Statesman also quotes the PM in its headline, Tricolour turns into protective shield. Rushdie on ventilator support may lose an eye, writes Hindustan Times. The Sunday Tribune headlines, only one-term pension for Punjab ex-MLAs, Governor OK's bill. And finally, the Sunday Times has an interesting piece on Madam Bikaji Kama, feisty Parsi flag bearer unfurled first version of Tiranga in Germany.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. President Draupadi Murmu to address the nation on the eve of 76th Independence Day today. Har Ghar Tiranga campaign receives overwhelming response all over the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says he is proud and overjoyed by the amazing response. Urges people to share photo with Tiranga. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh says foolproof security apparatus has been put in place to protect the country from those who cast evil eye. Himachal Pradesh Assembly passes bill against forced mass conversion. World's highest single-arch railway bridge, Chenab Rail Bridge in Jammu and Kashmir, gets golden joint. India adds 11 more wetlands to its list of Ramsar sites. Sri Lanka grants permission to Chinese research vessel to dock at Hambantota port from August 16. Renowned author Salman Rushdie taken off ventilator, attacker charged with attempted murder. And India's star shuttler PV Sindhu ruled out of World Badminton Championships due to stress fracture in the left foot. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.